What is going on, everyone? It's GeneralTarheel bringing you the APA Season 7 draft analysis. And a little surprise, we are no longer coaching the Charlotte Carbanks as of this point forward, besides for the current SDL season. We will now be coaching the Charlotte Charizards. You can see my logo a little bit in the background for Showdown, but I'm going to bring it up right here too, just so y'all can see it nice and close up. I had my friend Elite 4 Dan make it for me. It was very nice of him, and it turned out great. It was honestly a great idea to go through with. Charizard just sounded better with Charlotte, and Carbink's cool, but Charizard's just much better. Like, actual Charizard was my favorite Pokemon for the longest time. Charmander's my favorite baby Pokemon, so. And I just like the color scheme of Charizard X, so I felt like it just had to work for me. And that it definitely did. So, new logo, new season. Not gonna do that all the time. No. But this season of the APA, it's a little different because now we have an Uber. Each team has one Uber, and that is all you need to know. There was a few Ubers banned, specifically the Primals, Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre, and then Xerneas as well as Arceus. And then Mega Rayquaza, because Mega Rayquaza. But anyways, so that was pretty much not too much of a surprise, because otherwise those things would just carry the team on their massive backs. Like, hello, that's beyond busted even for Ubers. So looking into the Season 7 draft, it came up sooner than expected. I didn't even have a draft plan ready, and I didn't know too much about Ubers, so I didn't know what specific one I wanted. So I just went with one that was off the top of my head. The more ideal thing would have been if I just went ahead and picked the lower tiers that I was comfortable with, and then I could just see whatever Uber suits that team. But nope, I decided to go right off the bat, and I picked up Mega Blaziken. Now, if you don't know, Mega Blaziken OP is OP, and then regular Blaziken's OP, just with the ability speed boost. But Mega Blaziken, just base 160 attack. And then you're like, what? Only base 100 speed? That's not that good. But we get the speed boost. Every turn we get a times 1.5 boost. 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4. It can just climb and climb. He's not too strong defensively, but we can also run him in a special version, which is very interesting. If there's something that absolutely walls Blaziken on the physical side, which is highly doubtful, like if we get a Swords Dance up, that's just about game. But Mega Blaziken, like, it can run both. I can run a physical, like, high jump kick with overheat on the side if I don't run Flare Blitz. It just depends on what my opponent's gonna have. But that 100 speed, if it was a little bit higher, that'd be better, because Pokemon above 100 can run Scarf, and they can still outspeed me after a Protect on turn 1 or something of the sort. So that does kind of suck. I do have to get around that. But at least I know there's most likely going to be a Scarfer on my opponent's team, or they just try to counter Blaziken in a defensive way if possible. And there's a lot of strong Ubers out there, so I had to be careful when I was drafting. I was really deciding between Mega Blaziken or Dialga, because I really like Dialga. One of my favorite legendaries. I hate how Showdown does this. Let's put 31, yeah, 356 without investment, just pointing it out there. But Dialga, like, it would have gotten me Stealth Rocks already. A very solid in Steel Dragon, only weak to Fighting and Ground. That would have been ridiculous to start off. But Mega Blaziken, it just took an eye to me. Oh, that is a voice correct. That is the first one for Season 7. But, moving on. Mega Blaziken, it just kind of looked at me with, like, its chicken eyes and was like, dude, you love speed. It knew my SDL draft and knew how much I love speed. Because I think that's just showing to me now. Like, after using my Season 6 team, where I didn't have, like, above a base 110 speed, I'm like, this kind of sucks. I'm relying on Excadrill and Sand or Priority Quick Attack with Mega Pinsir. But now if I can just run stupid amounts of speed, then hello, that just makes life so much easier. Outspeed while being a massive threat, that's just something you gotta love. And Mega Blaziken also just has a really strong move pool. One of the best things about it not being a speed boost user is also it gets Baton Pass. I can Baton Pass speed into something else. Unfortunately, I can't Swords Dance Baton Pass because
One, Mega Blaziken can only be speed boost, and two, I can't pass two stats at the same time. So if I do go for a Swords Dance, I'd get that speed boost no matter what. And we have to Mega first turn this season for the APA. So just because considering some of the Ubers are Megas and just small things like that. So Mega Blaziken also gets access to flying type coverage in Brave Bird. He can run bulk up for a slightly bulkier set if I think I can sweep that way. Because plus attack and plus defense while I'm getting the speed, it's kind of nuts. And Earthquake, of course, very strong. Flame Charge in case I want to boost my speed even more, because why not? That's actually a good way to stop Scarfers. Wow. Something has been discovered, my friends. Flare Blitz for the maximum damage possible for physical fire type coverage, which is very nice. High Jump Kick, very, very strong. Let's hope that 10% doesn't come to hurt me like my Mega Lopunny in Season 5 of the APA. I mean, sure, it hurt my boy Kurt more with his Mega Medicham. That thing was blind as hell, but definitely it's just a high risk, high reward for High Jump Kick. Having a base 160 attack, I'm probably going to run High Jump Kick just to absolutely murder anything. We also get amazing access to knockoff, and I can run Hone Claws in case I want to set up and not make sure I don't miss a High Jump Kick, which is very interesting. There's the overheat I was talking about. Poison Jab for any fairies that we want to hit. Power Up Punch to boost my attack and take them on. Quick Attack for anything that still has priority against me. Rock Slide for those annoying birds. Or Stone Edge. Substitute's going to be helpful along with Protect for my speed boost. There's that beautiful Swords Dance. Thunder Punch for those stupid birds once again. And of course we get access to the Willow because my boy Blaziken is a very nice, impressive fire type. One of my favorite types, if not the best. And then of course you got a bunch of smaller things down here that I'll probably tinker with once or twice, but I'm mainly looking to his amazing move pull up here. And I definitely think it's going to put in the work. And if I don't feel like it is, I might switch around the team a little bit. I only get 3 FAs, which is kind of unfortunate because I kind of revolve this team around Mega Blaziken and synergize with one another. So that will kind of bring it apart. I never really want to look forward to FAs after you draft something. No one should. When you draft something, you should basically stick with it. But for APA Season 7, this was a team of 20 coaches. Not a team, but a roster of 20 coaches, so 20 teams. So that is, well, one, a ridiculous amount of people. So things were constantly getting sniped. I had to prioritize some things like crazy. I was sniped on a few things, which is very unfortunate, and I'll point them out. But my team, I feel like, still kind of worked out in the end. So Mega Blaziken will definitely put in some work, hopefully. Maybe get a few sweeps. Maybe just put in some work to where my other Pokemon can clean up. We'll just have to see how it goes. But definitely people have to over prep for this monster, and that's what's so amazing about it. Next up, we got Latios coming from the SDL. My boy Blue. Lati just seemed like they worked pretty well with Mega Blaziken. I was debating whether going Latios or Celesteela or that of Skarmory, but I opted Latios because I just like the offensive side of things, and I knew a Steel type that I wanted later on anyways. That works well with Latios. Spoilers. But Latios, as we know, is a very strong Pokemon. I went over it in my SDL draft, but of course I'll do it again. A very strong special attacker with base 130 special attack, and very nice speed tier with base 110. He can opt to be a physical Pokemon because it does get access to Dragon Dance. It's a very solid defogger, but that speed tier with the base 130 special attack as well. Dropping Dracos at a good speed is just crazy amount of damage. As you see by the move pool, Draco Meteor, Dragon Claw, Dragon Dance, Earthquake, Energy Ball, Hone Claws. Why do I even mention Hone Claws? Gets access to screens, Magic Coat in case I want to do something cool, Memento, which is interesting, which I'll go over in a second, Roost, Recover, Shadow Ball, Substitute, Tailwind, which is very nice, just in case Blaziken doesn't get enough speed by itself. Might as well double it, so I don't see why not. Thunder Wave, Toxic Trick, beautiful combo right there. It's just a very reliable Pokemon, and amazing defoggers too. Already gave me a form of hazard removal. even though I prefer to rapid spin, because if I get up hazards against my opponent and they like, oh no, no sashes or everything kills now at this point with Mega Blaziken. Yep, GG. But Lottie's definitely just gonna put in work. It mainly countered some of Blaziken's weaknesses, such as the water, psychic, and ground. Doesn't help out with the flying, but we'll get something eventually for that. Latios is just a very strong offensive Pokemon that I definitely wanted. I like to drive my offense early and then bulk a little bit later. That's just how I typically go, because I like to get the powerhouses first if I can. So next up, I definitely wanted to get at least some of the bulk, and since there was 20 coaches, I knew I wanted to go ahead and pick up a spinner, as well as a reliable Pokemon. But originally, that was my plan. I wanted to pick up Crocodile and get some more physical attack as well as Intimidate. Crocodile would be a very great pursuiter for Mega Blaziken, so any bulky psychic types cannot wall it, which is very smart in my opinion. And Crook was unfortunately sniped, and it had me cry a little bit. Not literally, but maybe a tier 1 or 2. It was sniped by Mightygus. I hate him. He better use it well. If he doesn't, I'm gonna write him a rude letter. But instead, we picked up the bulky Tire Donphan. Amazing rapid spinner, very strong ground type. We got Goodyear. Nice ability and sturdy. Not looking at Sandville unless I see a sand team that I want to troll. But solid stats basically. More looking at this upper half, and you don't want to go down here. But he does have that nice bulk in the defense and very strong attack in base 120. Showdown, can you stop being a cunt and just keep 31 in the attack? Thank you. But so Donphan does provide a decent amount of defensive bulk. Not so much special, but we could run AV if we wanted to. Definitely very strong Pokemon in the rapid spin. Also gets stealth rocks. I just love strong earth coverage. That's why I run a Crocodile, but Donphan will definitely do. It serves such as good as purpose, just not that dark type I was looking for. Good move pool as well. Gets access to Gunk Shot, Gyro Ball, Heavy Slam if I want it, Priority Ice Shard, Knockoff is a beautiful thing. Poison Jab, Play Rough, Seed Bomb, Rock Coverage, Superpowers, just a very reliable Pokemon. I did use it in the PMU, which I didn't record, but that was an off season before APA Season 6, I believe. And Donphan was just very reliable there, and I'm kind of glad I got it now, because I knew a lot of people were looking into it, and I knew if I wanted a spinner I needed to pick it up early, because once again, 20 people is just crazy. And I prioritized it over something else, which kind of hurt me. So when I got Donphan, I really wanted some good Spadef bulk, because I actually had another thing that could suit well with my defensive core, and that was going to be Amoonguss. Because what's better than putting something asleep that's an answer to Mega Blaziken? Nothing. I mean, that sounds amazing. Spore Amoonguss, and then I get the Regenerator and stuff. Amoonguss, I was just looking forward to using so much. And nada. Got sniped from me from, I believe it was Coach Zebo of the Greensboro Garchomps, I think. So that really upset me. Zebo snipes me every draft I'm in with him. But we picked up another Grass and Poison that suited this, almost the same role. Close enough. We picked up Roserade, Bond, James Bond, as you will. It's a very reliable Pokemon. It gets some Spadef bulk, which is kind of interesting. Not too much. I mean, Amoonguss would have been a lot better, but I had to opt to pick more defensive Mons after this since Amoonguss wasn't an option anymore. But definitely a very good Pokemon. It's got offense, a nice base 125 special attack, which is not always seen by me. Base 90 speed. Lacks kind of in the defensive area, but I can run defensive Black Sludge if I want to, because the Spadef is decent. It counters anything if I don't have to go against like a Psychic or Fire type, mainly, which is normally special attack based. It's got a nice move pool. Aromatherapy cures me from any status, like say Paralysis on Mega Blaziken or Latios, or Burn on say Donphan. We do get access to Energy Ball for strong Grass Stab, Extra Sentry for any Psychic coverage. Giga Drain is mainly what we're looking at. Get damage and take our health back if you do not mind. We do get access to Leaf Storm for maximum power. Leech Seed is very helpful as usual. Take health and take it right out of them. God, that sounded bad. Anyways, Sludge Bomb is very nice. Sleep Powder, which is definitely not Spore. In no way is this Spore, because at 25% chance you're playing with the devil right there. But it's definitely an option. It can still be helpful. And one thing I love in a Pokemon, that is spikes. I love having access to spikes, and Roserade gets spikes and toxic spikes. So those are definitely going to be of interest for me. Even get access to Stun Spore if I want to paralyze. And Synthesis for maximum health regen. Roserade's definitely more on a offensive side for grass type, and I just always want to get a reliable grass. Trust me, I was looking at Tangrowth. If you people know me, I was looking at Tangrowth, but that thing was already taken, and then Amoonguss got taken, so I'm like, welp, I'm screwed. So I was deciding between Roserade and Shaman, but I really wanted the grass poison typing, so I decided for Roserade. Man, I'm voice cracking a lot today. Can I have a break before people roast me? Let me take a sip of water real quick. There we go. Nice and hydrated. Roserade's definitely going to be more of an offensive than bulk like Amoonguss was going to be, but I feel like it can still be helpful, giving me the option to spikes and toxic spikes, as well as being offensive capabilities. And honestly, has some decent natures. Natural cure, so I can come in on a possible paralysis or burn. Obviously, I can come in on a toxic if I want to. Or if they have like a yawn or a hypnosis or something of the sort, then Roserade's definitely an answer for that. Poison Point, if I want to get gimmicky and I want to run a defensive Roserade that might wall a physical attacker on his team. I don't know what, that would kind of be a weak physical attacker, but run a chance of them getting poisoned. Or Technician, which is more helpful because I get like Hidden Power of my choice gets boosted by 1.5, gives me a nice base 90 Hidden Power, which is normally you run Hidden Power when you want to run 4 times effective, like if I run HP Fire against a Ferrothorn or Scizor, which is very common for Roserade. Or if, you know, I can run Sludge. I can get Technician Sludge. Because why not? Does it get Acid Spray? Oh, it doesn't even get Acid. Wait, Acid Spray's down here. Nope, doesn't get Acid Spray. Lame. But, Technician's definitely a good ability as well. Roserade will suit its job. It's definitely not the original Pokemon I was looking for, but hopefully it will make do. And next up for my draft, I definitely wanted a bulky water, but I wanted something that still had, I had to go more on the bulky side since Amoonguss was picked up. I was going to go a little bit of more offensive, kind of looking at between Rotom Wash, or something else. I forget what the other one I was looking at, but instead I decided to go with Suicune. And I haven't pointed this out yet, but the draft was a point style draft. It wasn't a typical tier draft. So basically I got carried away with points a little bit at one part of the draft, which you'll definitely see later when we get to my lower picks. But the point style draft was interesting. Not a fan of it in my opinion. One, because I was sniped multiple times and it caused me to rearrange my draft, and I had to pick things that were more expensive than before. I just like the tiers. It's much more of a basic system for me, but I can definitely see how we had to run points in the case of the Ubers, as well as the fact that we had 20 people. So definitely some things were a little bit different. But Suicune, a very bulky water type that I've been kind of looking around to use. If I got this with Amoonguss and Crocodile, that would have been the dream. Like, this would have been the dream squad so far, and people would have been questioning if I was hacking, you know? But Suicune, base 100 HP, 115 defense and special defense, with a decent base 90 special attack, and a wall that's above, that's in a decent speed tier, base 85. That is not bad at all. Suicune is definitely a reliable Pokemon. Unfortunately, it only gets health regen and leftovers and rest, but I mean, it'd be busted if it got recover or something of the sort. Calm Mind Roar Suicune is definitely a normal option. Normally going to run leftovers on Suicune, might run anything that I need against the opponent. Pressure is very helpful in case I want to lower the extra PP of the Pokemon. But it's Air Slash, what in the what? But definitely a reliable bulky Pokemon. Run a defense or special defense according to my needs for that week. Very solid Calm Mind user. Gets access to extra sensory, extreme speed just in case, like if I want to predict like a Sash user or something. Ice Beam, which is very nice to hit the grass types that want to take on Suicune. It does get access to Reflect, no light screen though. There's the rest that we'll probably be looking forward to, and Roar is going to be helpful. The beautiful Scald, because if I get a Spadef Suicune with the Scald Burn, we're going to wall a few things, you know. Then access to Tailwind again, just in case I want more speed on Mega Blaziken. And Toxic just for status. Suicune's going to be a very basic wall, but it's going to do its amazing job at being a wall. Suicune's definitely going to look reliable. And I was kind of happy I picked it up. I still wanted more of a offensive bulk water, but I had to adjust to the fact I got Roserade instead of like a bulky grass type. But definitely Suicune suits nicely with Roserade, considering water is only weak to grass and electric, and Roserade gets 4 times resistance to grass and a resistance to electric, which is very nice. And I also have the electric immunity in Donphan. And I'm just now noticing I'm hovering over the Pokemon sprites above, but you cannot see that because of the way I have the layout. I'm that smart, kids. And next up was Pokemon that I said worked well with Latios. It's our Steel type that we were picking. And I definitely wanted to grab it just because of the annoying Ubers that we're going to face. And I feel like it was a smart grab. I definitely don't regret it. It's just the fact that I already have it in another league. That's Klefki. I had to pick it up. Prankster's going to be so helpful against the Ubers, you don't even know. Like, we're going to face, like, a Mega Mewtwo Y, Groudon, other things like that. I can't pair a Groudon, so I don't even know why I suggested that. But the fact is, we're going to be facing some scary stuff, and Prankster T-Wave or Prankster Screens is definitely going to be helpful. No doubt Klefki is going to be of use. Once again, we'll look over its stats like we did the SDL. Low on the HP, but isn't so bad because it gets pretty solid defense and whatnot. Just an overall Pokemon. This is like, it's kind of like a weaker version of Mario, like in the games, you know, where they show the stats. No, this is like Toad. Klefki, you're basically Toad. Oh wait, I didn't put names. Suicune, Sokka, and Klefki, of course, is pranked again because it's so funny. And now, God, I feel like I have ADHD. But, Klefki's definitely very solid. Steel Fairy, I just love that typing. Only weak to Fire and Ground. Pairs well with Latios. With that Levitate Dragon. It's going to be very helpful. Once again, gets access to the Calm Mind, Dazzling Gleam, Flash Cannon, Foul Play for those very strong physical attacking Ubers that we might be facing. Prankster Screens again, Psychic coverage in case I need it, the Play Rough for Klefki, and Priority Spikes again. Once again, I like hazards. Even though I only have 1 Stealth Rock setter, I have 2 Spikers now, which is very cool. Stealth Rocks, of course, are more helpful because they manage to hit everything. Spikes only hits anything that is on the ground, excluding Levitate and Bird types, of course. I just said Bird types. College is almost over, please excuse me. And of course, Switcheroo in case I want to mess around with some of those Ubers, unless they are Mega Ubers. And then there's my priority status, which is beautiful. I am a whole bunch of ADHD and voice cracks. This is awkward. Klefki definitely will just suit itself. If you want to go ahead and check out some of my SDL battles to see how I do with Klefki and Lottie as a duo, it works pretty well in my opinion. And they'll definitely do their job. Klefki's just got to cripple them Ubers, and that will help me either just clean up with Blaziken at that point, or at least find something else that can put in the work. Now, at this point in the draft, I was definitely still looking for a possible Pursuit Raptor. Yeah, Pursuit, the like Raptor, like a Pursuit Dinosaur. What am I even saying? A Pursuit Trapper. So Blaziken doesn't have to worry about any pesky Psychic types. And that's definitely what I got. I wanted to get an offensive powerhouse at the same time, as well as Stealth Rocks, and we got Bisharp. Bisharp is a very strong Dark and Steel type. 4 times weak to fighting, which is unfortunate, but definitely is something that you have to be afraid of. It's that nice Defiant ability. If I have to go against Sticky Webs, if I have to go against Intimidate, if I have to go against, I don't know, someone gets a Spadef drop off a Shadow Ball or something, they're going to regret it. But, definitely a very strong Defiant user. Has that nice base 125 attack, very strong.
Does get a low speed, but it's okay. I think we have a speed passer and 2 tailwind users as of right now, so I'm not really worried about that. Wink. But Bisharp will suit its purpose as a very strong dark type. Has pretty good coverage, not gonna lie. Gets access to the Hone Claws to raise its attack, as well as Swords Dance. Iron Head Knockoff, these two moves just right next to one another is just a sign. One base 125 attack knockoff stab is just it's stupid. But Iron Head for its other strong stab. Poison Jab in case, why not hit fairies with a non-super effective stab, that makes sense. Or non-stab. Power Punch in case I want to raise my attack in a more special way. Psycho Cut in case I want to hit anything with Psycho type coverage. Might be useful. And the Pursuit, which is what we were looking for, which is going to be very nice. And then we just move down the list. Does get Rock Polish and want to boost its own speed. Instead of Baton Passing or Tailwind. Gets that nice rock type coverage. Substitutes Sucker Punch, which is very nice. Because another thing is Bisharp's a lot of 50-50s, whether that's Sucker Puncher or an actual attack, whether that's Sucker Puncher Pursuit. Bisharp is definitely just a 50-50 Pokemon when it comes to that, and it's a very strong one at that. It's kind of weak on the Spadef side, so you have to be smart with some of the 50-50s you go into, but at the same time it can kind of take it defensively, but I do have to watch out for fighting type coverage and whatnot. A very nice taunt user, gets access to Thunder Wave 2, which is pretty cool, and I get X Scissor. I did not mention it before, but Bisharp is one of my Z users, as well as Latios, of course. Nothing on my team later on really was strong enough in order to carry a Z Crystal, in my opinion. But Latios just has the amazing move pool, that's why I picked it. And then Bisharp has a decent move pool, and if it gets a Swords Dance up, a nice... like, honestly, like, what's going to stop it at that point? If I give it a Z Crystal and just wants to destroy something, it can. Plus, it gets decent coverage, I can get, the Z Poison type if I want, the Z Psychic, Z Rock, Continental Crush. I can even do Buginium Z with X Scissor. So it's definitely got plenty of options. And I feel like Bisharp will be very helpful. I've been kind of looking to using it, but at the same time, I knew it's also not too good just because, I mean, it does have a great offensive presence. Like, it is very strong, but defensively it has a nice base 100, but only 65 base HP and then a low 70 SPDF. It just doesn't suit it too well, and also it's only a base 70 speed. But I feel like with my speed abusers that I have in Baton Pass as well as Tailwind, that I can make do with Bisharp speed. And next up, I definitely want to get a ground immunity because I was kind of a little bit on the weak side besides Latios' Levitate, because I picked up a grass type that was only neutral to ground, and I have Pokemon that are weak to ground, including Blaziken, Klefki, and Bisharp. So I definitely wanted immunity, and I decided to go with Braviary, another very strong Defiant user. It was either Braviary or Dodrio, and I kind of wanted to try Dodrio, but at the same time, I really like Braviary. I messed up. I don't have any of these names again. We'll just do them every time. That's Caps Lock. Named him Vader. And Braviary was 1776. Braviary is definitely a reliable Defiant user once again. It can also run Sheer Force, but that's very specific to when it wants to use that. It does get a few moves that can't have access to that. But a pretty good Pokemon in my opinion. I really like using it. Base 100 HP is kind of nice. It gives it a decent amount of bulk in my opinion. It can normally live at least one super effective move unless the opposing Pokemon is just stupid strong. But base 123 attack, which is very nice. I'm gonna kill Showdown. If they keep making all my Pokemon 0 IV attack, I'm gonna lose it. But only base 80 speed once again. It's in a low speed tier like Bisharp, but I can make do. Braviaries normally run Choice Scarf anyways, which is kind of useful. Now I have two Defiant users, which really questions people whether or not they want to use Defog against me, or they have to be careful with their Intimidate users that they might have on their team, like Lando I, Gyarados, Arcanine, etc. Braviary does get a very strong Brave Bird, which is nice. Access to the bulk up since he does have that decent HP stat.
I could run just enough speed if I want to, or run like HP Spid F if they don't have like a strong electric type or something of the sort. Then I can just boost my defense and attack, and I can go for a possible sweep by that point. I don't see why not. Gives me a defog user besides Lottie. Not really aiming to use defog on Braviary, especially when I have a reliable defog in Lottie and then Rapid Spin in Donphan already, but it's just in case I have to. Does get access to Heat Wave in case, like Ferrothorn gets annoying or something. Or Scizor. Gets access to Hone Claws to boost its attack. Rock Slide, that's one of the sheer force possibilities that I was mentioning. Nice superpower. A bird with fighting type coverage is very strong. Of course, nothing can basically beat Staraptor with that, but close combat. But Braviary definitely puts in the work. And what's that? A third Tailwind user? Yeah, I don't know why I did it at this point. I think it just happened to be a coincidence, and I just keep pointing it out because why not? Does get access to the U-turn, which makes it such a reliable Scarfer, which is definitely what's probably used for. Whirlwind in case I have some spikes and toxic spikes up, maybe even Stealth Rocks from Donphan. I just want to screw people over. That'd be very cool. Even gets Zen Headbutt, which is some more interesting coverage. Braviary will definitely be interesting to look at. It's a reliable Pokemon, I know that for sure, since I used it in other leagues, and it was definitely the kind of bird spam I was looking for. And next up, I notice I have two Defiant users, which kind of limits defog, but now I still need a spin blocker. I don't have a ghost type yet. And at this point in the draft, I had 7 points left. And if you don't know how most point system works, 7 points are going to give me diddly squat. I couldn't even pick up Dusclops at this point since I had to get 11 Pokemon. So I opted Banette. Banette just striked me as something interesting. One, we get the Frisk ability, so we get to see what my opponent's got as an item. I mean, if it's a Uber that doesn't have to be forced to run Megastone, then I can see what item they're bringing, or just any other Pokemon that might have an item. It lets me scout on their Z users if I feel like it's a problem or a possible threat. And I get to put 31 in IVs for attacking again because Showdown's cool. But definitely a decent user. I don't know. I really don't want to say anything else. Insomnia, in case I do face the Amoonguss I should have had at Zebo. But Curse Body in case I want to get more trolly. But mainly looking at that Frisk. His stats definitely aren't amazing though. Like, I'm not living much bulk-wise. Pretty decent attack stat for Banette, not gonna lie. But low speed too, so Banette's not going to do too much. But it was his move pool that kind of struck me as a possibility. I just want to get one ghost, and basically at this point with low points, I wasn't going to get crap. So I just opted for Banette. I mean, I wish I got Prankster like it's Mega. That would have been really nice. Banette Prankster would have been cool. Gets access to Calm Mind, Cotton Guard, Dark Pulse, Dazzling Gleam, Destiny Bond. Like, see, I'm already naming, like, majority of his moves already. That's how you know he's got a good move pool. Disable, just in case I want to get trolly, like I mentioned. Even though I don't know how much he's going to be living a hit after one. I would have to get some Calm Mind or Cotton Guard set up with that. Hex, in case I get up Toxic Spikes if I want. Access to Gunk Shot, Foul Play was up there. Knockoff, which is very nice. Magic Coat, just in case I want to bounce back, like, say, a Willow, Stealth Rocks, anything of the sort. Pain Split so I can get health back up if I do run some bulky Banette with Cotton Guard or something of the sort. That would only be if I have a chance at playoffs. And I'll go to my, talk about my division at the end of the draft. But, priority Shadow Sneak, it's strong Shadow Claw, I guess. I mean, it's just very straightforward. It's not too much of an amazing mob, but it just interested me like Arbok did at the beginning of Season 6 in the draft before I dropped that. But I know I need a ghost type at least. I doubt I'll drop Banette because I would if I drop Banette it means I probably drop something higher tier and I got more points back or something, because there was nothing else, or not really another good ghost at this point besides Misdreavus in this amount of point range. I believe Banette was only 3 points worthy, maybe 2. No, it was only, oh, was it 2? I think it was 2 points. I think Banette was only 2 points. Yeah, Banette was 2 points. So it was definitely the lowest of the low. And then, I mean, it does get Taunt and T-Wave, Toxic, Trick, Will-O-Wisp. That's mainly what struck me like, I'll give it a try. Because just this group right here, that's pretty attractive in my opinion. Like, if a girl just whips this out, you're like, dang, babe. But that's definitely gonna be of interest. Um, it might be a diamond in the rough. You never know. You never know. And Bennett's name was Creepy Spook. Creepy Spook's definitely gonna be interesting if I go around to using it. Mainly, I have the very strong high and mid tiers, which are more likely going to be the top of my priority list. But you never know. Bennett could serve a purpose, at least in one battle, before I probably drop it. But it could serve one purpose. And then next up, I still want an electric type because electric types are very strong. I picked up Ampharos. I was upset because Dan sniped me of Manectric, and that made me cry a little bit. Because Manectric was only 4 points, and it was a pretty good Pokemon for 4 points, not gonna lie. Electabuzz was above it for some reason, and I don't think that's right, but I had to go with Ampharos at this point. I was either gonna go Ampharos or like Plusle or Minehone. That's just like a meme pick. But Ampharos was definitely a Pokemon of interest, just for its electric typing. He's got decent bulk, 90, 85, and 90. Not too bad. Pretty good special attack with base 115. Low speed, but once again, tailwind speed boost if I feel like it's necessary. And he does get a very nice move pool, which is kind of interesting. Gets access to Cotton Guard. If you don't know, Cotton Guard Mega Ampharos is kind of the set. Boosts its defense by 3, which is very strong. Access to agility if I don't want to get it speed into itself. I want to run offensive Ampharos. Like if I'm going up against a Tapu Koko and I want to make sure I can punish them for having electric terrain. Small things like that. Dragon Pulse for Dragon type coverage. Gets Fire type coverage with Fire Punch. Gives me a Heal Bell user for Cleric, like Aromatherapy I have with Roserade. I can even run a Screens Ampharos if I want. Special Rock type coverage with Power Gem, which is interesting. And then there's the strong Thunderbolt that we like. T-Wave, Toxic, Volt Switch. Mainly ones that he will be using most likely. And Ampharos was basically just like a poor man's decent electric type at this point. I just had to pick one up in my opinion. I didn't want a Alolan Raichu. Regular Raichu was gone at this point, I believe. And I felt like Ampharos would have been good enough. It would have been it's interesting to use. Just like Bennett over there. And then lastly, I only had 1 point left, so I decided to go with this thing. And, you know, I mean, it's pretty strong in my opinion. Like, I don't see why people wouldn't pick this up, because it gets amazing moves. And there's 6-0, and then there's back. Oh, and then don't forget 2. And then, of course, you can run back twice, because why not? But Piplup, I mean, Piplup's a threat, dude. I get a 3rd Defiant. We got the Defiant Illuminati up in here. Piplup could definitely be a Scarf Defiant abuser, like stronger than Braviary. People aren't going to be ready for it. Like, it's going to be a threat. Honestly, Piplup wouldn't have been drafted if it just voted Milotic, but stuff happens. I mean, let's just look at these strong stats. I mean, look at it. The lowest base stat is only 40. I mean, come on, how can you not invest in that? Okay, yeah, that was a total just meme pick. Don't worry about it. I'm not being dead serious, but I'm bringing Piplup to 1 game. I promise you. I don't know what game, but 1 game. Unless it gets really close at the end of playoffs. And that is my team. A very strong team, in my opinion. Not really. I don't really like this team that much, in all honesty. Because I kept getting sniped and it kept going downhill from there. If I would have gotten the original draft plan, I would have lost my mind with Blaziken, Latios, Crook, Amoonguss, and Suicune. I would have lost it, but that all definitely seemed impossible at the same time, because 20 people, and like Crook's always a priority pick for some people, as well as Amoonguss, like in round 3, so. But I think I did well under circumstances. And definitely going to look forward to this season. It's going to be a close one, because now that we get around to the divisions, I'm actually going to pull up the doc here so y'all can see the divisions. If I don't actually have it, might actually not fit the screen too well, so I might have to do some work with that. Come on. Pull up the doc. There we go. No, you'll be able to see it fine. Crap, will you? Oh, I'm at the bottom. You can hardly see it. Alright. Well, at the bottom is, my division. I can't scroll down any farther and have it limited. Wait. Here. I'll just... There we go. Thank you, OBS, for cooperating. You're quite the friend. But we have a very scary, division, in my opinion. And yeah, you already see a result for week 1 battle because people are decided to start really early. I still got like a week ahead of me or two in order for me to do my first battle. But we have coach of the Carolina Caterpies, Banded Caterpie. I believe a 2-time champion in APA. He did pretty decent last season. A little bit better in season 5. Oh my god. Voice crack didn't happen, but he didn't do too well last season, mainly because he picked up Torn, and Torn decided to be just blind as hell in Keller and didn't hit anything, and he got really upset by that and just didn't work out for him. So that was unfortunate for him because he made a lot of good plays in like some of those games, and those misses did matter. Like a lot happened in his week 1 game, for crying out loud. But definitely a scary contender that I'm not looking forward to in my division, because he also has a very scary draft between Faramosa, Salamence. I believe he has Mega Gyarados too, right? Yeah, I think Mega Gyarados. And then behind Sticky Webs, he has Galvantula with that too. He's got webs with that amount of speed. That is redonkulous. Like, that's scary. And then we got the Baltimore Honchkrows. Actually, let me show them up individually. Let me just do that. Let's see. First up was Caterpie. And you can see his team, right? That pulls up perfectly. Yeah. He's got a pretty strong team with Faramosa, Galvantula, Salamence. No, it was Mega Altaria, not Mega Gyarados. That's even scarier in my opinion, because Mega Altaria can't be mix or special. And he's got Mamoswine. All these things behind webs. How do we let this man do this? I have no clue. He drafted very nicely. You can see he did get a nice win in his week 1. Actually, you can't see. Oh, well, no, yeah, it's right there. Never mind. You see it right there. But, yeah, I'm not looking forward to him being in my division. It's going to be a little tough. And then next up, we do have the Baltimore Honchkrows, which is Coach Noah, or Deadbolt, and his, uneven logo being all the way over here. Let me help you out, buddy. There you go. But, yep, the man that took us out of playoffs because I played poorly against him. Also, he played well. Like, it's not just me. I can't be down on myself. He played an amazing game. Definitely very scary team, just because you have to look at the first pick, which is Mega Salamence, and you go, oh, okay. You got a busted user? That's cool. I mean, I got one too, but Mega Salamence is Mega Salamence, dude. That can Dragon Dance and still be special Hyper Voice, Aerialite. Almost no switching to that thing. That thing's probably going to have an amazing amount of kills. Mega Salamence actually has the most trophies in APA history. My Milotic could have taken it if I didn't suck with it the last 2 weeks and didn't get any trophies. But it had like 72 trophies. Mega Salamence is definitely a threat. But he's got a very strong team, more offensive than defensive. It looks like he's going to rely on Alolan Ninetales and the Aurora Veil. He doesn't have too much bulk other than that because, I mean, Spadef Decidueye, like, ugh. And, like, he's got defensive Weezing. Like, that's not much, dude. So he's definitely relying on Aurora Veil. So if people know to counter that with their own weather, or if Brick Break or something of the sort. So I feel like his draft is decent. He's probably just going to get carried by Mega Salamence, in my opinion. I don't know by how much. But if you can't get a reliable defensive core, I don't see it working for him because you can't rely on Aurora Veil. I mean, it's a good move, no lie, but the fact people can expect it almost every week. Otherwise, you're not going to have like any switch-ins to offensive Pokemon. And I mean, Brick Break, Defog, it's gone. And or people just stop your weather and you can't set it up in the first place. So he's just got to be careful of that. But he's definitely a strong battler. That's why I'm scared of him being in my division. And next up was on, we'll just go here. We got Coach Polish Elf of the Soviet Slow Kings. He's back for APA Season 7. He wasn't kicked. He was just temporarily dismissed. Wink. But my boy Polish Elf, I am 0-2 against him, and this boy just gets in my head. I honestly like to think I can beat him, but then he just gets in my head and I can't. So that's the only reason I don't like him in here. He does average overall. He's definitely a good coach. He did well in the SSL, which I played in for a little bit before I had to forfeit based off of school, and I had to focus on like APA and other leagues I wanted to prioritize, and I didn't have a chance for playoffs. But he gets the very strong Wrestler Ram, which is pretty scary. He's got the strong Weavile, which was the Season 7 MVP. Then you even got Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn, Mandibuzz. That's a thing. He's got Ferrothorn and Mandibuzz. He's even got Blastoise. He's got some bulk. He's got Dusclops too. Man's got some bulk with some scary offense, so he definitely knows what he's doing. He's got solid Spinner and Defogger with Mandibuzz and Blastoise. Got busted Terrakion. And he decided Z-move Raichu over Z-move Weavile. But I'm not going to judge. He obviously knows what he's doing because that's a good draft in my opinion. He went out well with the points, unlike me. And then lastly, we had the Season 5 champion in Season 6 runner-up, Hugo. Boy, I am not happy Hugo is in my league, or my division. Not happy he's in my league anyways, because, I mean, the man's scary no matter where he is in the in your league. Just look at the first pick, Mega Gengar. I mean, I knew this thing wasn't going to go down for, but Hugo's like, no, I don't want that. Like, I'm going to trap everything, and I'm going to kill everything. That's basically what he said. Like, he doesn't speak much, but that's what he said. Like, I heard him say it. Like, through Discord, through his typing, I heard him say it. Like, he basically typed in the, typing, or text, speak stuff. And, Mega Gengar is just so fast, and it traps things with, Shadow Tag. It's got a stupid special attack. It's so strong. I think it's like base 160 or something like that. I mean, of course, that's Blaziken's attack, but whatever. And then he just gets stronger special attack. Like, he picks up Hydreigon and Keldeo. Like, what? Who lets this guy do this? So he kind of lacks on the physical offense, in my opinion. Because, I mean, what? Yeah, he only relies on Metagross for physical offense, unless he wants to run physical Hydreigon or a Swords Dance Keldeo. So, I mean, whatever suits him, but people can definitely run AVs against him, which is definitely going to be a problem. But I know Hugo can go around it. This man's an amazing prepper. He's a very strong player. And I definitely see him leading the league, as well as probably Caterpie contending for it with someone else, because Caterpie's just got a busted team. But it's definitely going to be an interesting season. It's probably a very long video. How long have I been recording this for? Okay, only 47 minutes. That's easy. But that's definitely going to be it for me. Make sure to check out week 1. And I might be uploading a Wi-Fi league, which is a multi-battle league, some like draft league VGC, basically, with where my partner is Kurt or Point Blank. So I can't promise it. We have to figure out the recording. But if it works, then I'm definitely going to upload it because one, the draft league interests me for multi-battles and just VGC format in general. And then 2, I want to upload Wi-Fi. I think that'd be pretty cool. But make sure to check out week 1 for APA Season 7. I'm debating whether or not I am going to do live commentaries and team builders, or whether I'm just going to do a replay like I'm doing for SDL. Because my SDL does well, and I mean, I don't even make a layout for that. I just put the logo in the corner and I zoom in on the replay. So I'm really tempted just to do that and have a nice thumbnail like I do for SDL as well. Because, I mean, I'm getting better views on that like I did than my APA videos. And I put a lot more work into the APA videos. So it just depends. You might want to let me know if you want to see live comm. I'm just debating whether or not I want to do team builders, because I feel like that did screw me over. With going against like some people, it was easy for them to expect what I'm going to bring, or you know, when I had to face Coach Deadbolt twice for playoffs. So, but let me know. Make sure to check out week 1, and that'll be it from me. Sub, like, share, deuces.